There you go.
Good. All good now? So, of course, I've never talked about this with anyone, so I might be a little nervous. But
that's all right. It's just happening.
You know, like everybody else, I kind of wore my thoughts and feelings like skin. You know, it was me until non-duality fell into my lap. And then there was kind of like a space, you know, space between me and thoughts. So now I was the one being driven crazy by all my thoughts and feelings. And then it was just one day, it was just clearly seen that the one being driven crazy was also still the me, right? I mean, it was just clear as day. And then I thought, oh, now I've seen something. You know, the mind was saying, oh, I've seen something important. But then I realized, you know, hey, that's probably the me too. And then I realized no matter how far I step back, the me will always be there to claim the seeing, right? And then a thought came up and said, maybe I don't need to keep running away from the thoughts. Maybe it's possible to just look right through them. Like it doesn't matter that they're going on. Somehow it's possible to see through these thoughts and feelings. But that was a thought. And so from your conversation with Charles, I'm wondering, is there a me hiding in that thought because there's no one here to see through a thought?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I do. Ultimately, there is no me.
Right.
There's not
one.
I
get that, but if you're not there, you can't work with it. You know, I can't keep telling myself there's no me. It does me no good.
Okay, so if that be the case, that's just what's happening.
So that the thought that I could see through, because it was kind of like, it kind of pushed me to like intense looking, is all I can call it. Not looking for anything in particular, just looking, constantly looking.
Good, but that's just
the thought was.
That's just, Frances.
Yeah.
That too is just happening.
Okay.
It's not a me that's looking or constantly look. That's just also
the thought. That's just a thought,
isn't it? Isn't it?
There seems to be a looking. It's not me thinking I'm looking.
Yeah, but there's. It does seem that way, I know.
Okay.
I understand, yeah? It does seem that way. What I'm saying is that is looking is nothing. Oh, that shuts you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's breathing you right now? Nothing.
Just happening.
Yep. Like, what could you say? I don't know. Breathing's just happening. Why don't we question that? Why do we not question that? But we question the thoughts. Jeez, look at all the other stuff that's just happening. Holy shit. What's doing it all? Nothing. No one, no person. You know, it can come back, Frances, to the idea of a separate, personal, individual self operating in time and space is only what thoughts are saying. Now, you may have to imagine this. Now, imagine Zero thoughts. What happens to space, time, here, there, me, you? Zero thoughts. Now what? That's not an invitation, by the way, to try and stop thinking. Please don't take it on that way. Yeah. Because you can't. Thinking is just happening. You're not the thinker. Just like breathing is just happening. Seeing is just happening. Are you the seer? You know, like, test it, right? Yeah, I'm the seer. Okay, good. Stop seeing. Stop it. Seeing is just happening. Yet there's a belief, I am the seer. Really? I'm the hearer. All right, knock it off. Stop it. Stop it. There's so many different ways you can tackle this notion of a seeming separate personal me. So many different ways. Okay, here's one. We believe we hydrate the body, right? True? Yeah. Stop it. Stop it. See what happens. You'll eventually just find the body gets up and, you might try and will, you get to day 2 and especially if the body's got access to water, I don't care how much will you throw at that, the body hydrates itself. But there's a belief, I hydrate the body. Really? Do you feed the body? Try and not feed it. We can go a lot longer not feeding it. But if you've got a house full of food and you're sitting there trying to will yourself not to eat, eventually, in spite of this seeming me, you'll find the body up rustling through the fridge and eating.
So was it the body dehydrating itself in the first place? If it eventually hydrates itself, there's nobody here to have dehydrated it in the first place.
Correct.
That's what's happening.
Correct.
Yes.
I'm not suggesting you try this.
Oh no, I'm not interested.
You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get you. I'm just trying to get you to see logic. Logic. There's a belief that I'm in charge, like I was saying earlier. I believe I'm walking down the street. Really? Like, really? If you were truly, can you imagine the brain power, the me power that you'd have to put into everything, every solitary tiny little movement, all the muscles twitching a certain way, and then the mind going left, right, heel, toe, heel. Come on, that's just happening. Walking is just happening, but there's a belief, I'm walking. Try not blinking. See how long that lasts. I'm the blinker. Of course, I'm responsible for my... Okay. Put that to the test. The evidence is everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere, the evidence of what's trying to be pointed to here. It's everywhere. It gets missed. And it's just this. Mind goes, can't be just this. Surely it's not, it can't be just, where are the fireworks? Like, and it is just this, and it's profoundly beautiful. Exquisitely ordinary, exquisite though. Nothing happening.
Is it possible to get glimpses of that before our so-called awakening?
There can be moments, but the problem is me can't experience it or glimpse it. But it does happen, but it gets missed.
I remember looking at a flower and the thought came that it looks so 3D. And it was a weird thought because it looked so 3D, but it was just a, instant passing.
Yeah.
And it was a thought that caught my attention.
Yeah. And me goes looking for an experience. Of course it would. That's what it's done. That's how it operates. Me's looking for an experience. Then it unwittingly stumbles upon non-duality. And then me, which works dualistically, goes in search of non-dual. Me goes in search for non-dual. Now, imagine me, which works dualistically, could find it. And it finds it. Now, what the hell are you going to do? Another way of putting it is, it might be a conceptual understanding that this me is not real. This is even funnier. This me is not real. I understand it. Yeah. Now, I've got a pretty good understanding now because I've been going to a lot of satsangs, non-dual this, non-dual that, and books and, watching different speakers on it. Yep, I get it. Yep. Okay, me is not real. Got it. And then me goes looking for the real self. False self goes looking for true self. What do you think would happen when false self finally stumbles upon true self? Oh, now you're going to be really fucked up. Because there'd be a false self there. Oh, I've found true self.
Well, once Dr. Jekyll sees Mr. Hyde, the story's over, right? Isn't that the point?
Yeah, but it's actually the reverse that happens.
Yeah.
False self doesn't find true self.
Yeah.
True self just reveals false self and it's over. Yeah. Not that there's a true self. You can run with that concept for a while. Ultimately, the whole idea of even truth isn't real. What would it be? In the absence of false, what would truth be? In the absence of false, what would truth be? Nothing. Nothing. Truth only exists because there's something to compare it to, which is the duality. We're looking for truth. Duality is looking for truth. When all of that just drops as such, there's no false, there's no truth, There's no presence. There's no absence of presence. The duality ceases. Now, what? Duality completely ceased. Now what? Nothing. Smiling, speaking happens, birds fly by, branches wave in the wind, body just walks down the street. No doer, just happening. No person there. Just this, speaking. That's what's been going on the whole time. We just think that there's been a person here this whole time calling the shots. And there never has been. Ever. Now, see that? Sounds like I'm talking to a person, doesn't it? And I'm not. Can the person see? No. What's actually happening? What's actually happening? In reality, what's actually happening? What's really going on here? Shit. Everything's just happening. This seeming idea of self is all produced by mind or thoughts. Only. Time collapses. It's just an idea. Time is just an idea. Duality is just an idea. There's no duality here. There's no duality. Mind is the only thing that works dualistically. It's only mind that says there's a here, there's a there, there's a me, there's a you, there's a this, there's a that. Isn't it? Now, in the absence of it, now where's the duality? You know, and I'm asking you to imagine that until, which you probably can't. But no, it can't be imagined. But what's the cause of this seeming dualistic existence? What causes that? What's the cause?
Thoughts.
Good. Is there a thought floating around out here? There's no duality out here. There's no separation here. Zero. And then thoughts create the idea of a me that has a beginning when I was born. It believes it's going to have an end when the me dies. And then all this stuff happens to a me. And the me's dualistic. Happy one minute, I'm sad the next. And no wonder we're all over the shop. Like, seriously. Yeah. And all this, it's just this. And this is not a thing, has no location, no boundary, empty, formless, yet exquisite. And no one there to experience exquisiteness. Just is. Unconditional. Why? Because it's not dualistic. It's not dualistic. Hope that helps. Not that there's anyone that is there that needs it either. Yeah.